2006.
Well, for me, that really sets him up into the top three too. At when you want it most, your form, your psychology, your performance, to get the 3 golds, for me that puts him up into the top three.
Top three of all-time greats.
In major competitions. In majors.
Ahead of Fischer.
3 in a row is...
He can only be, if he's third, he can only be behind Bjorndalen and Poiré.
I'll put him third at major championships.
Well, that is praise indeed. He only had 11 wins on the World Cup, so maybe that opens up a discussion. Incidentally, if you do want to get in touch with us, get on our email address, biathlon.eurosport@yahoo.co.uk.
That is amazing, Patrick. Christoph Suman, this is his range, this is where he trains. The wind is strong from the left, and he was so psyched up today for a podium, but no chance now, missing 3.
No chance. He's got precious little chance getting in the top 30 with 3 misses at this early stage. 3 penalty loops now for Christoph Suman.
And when you think Suman was a 94% hit rate in the prone last season,
Slovakia's Hasilla, is he going to suffer the same fate as Christoph Suman? I guess there will have been a word of warning, but no coaching allowed in the range area. That's encouraging. So, 4 out of 5, much better than we saw from Suman, but it does mean that today maybe you can argue a case for taking your time in the range and making sure of the 5 targets. Going from right to left as opposed to left to right. Now with the women, Mike, it's a lot easier with this particular shot to estimate the wind strength, because you see the hair blowing all over the place. Looking down the range area, we can see all the telltale flags, and I sometimes think that when they start missing targets, we need that shot just so the viewers can appreciate what they're trying to cope with. And it's not so much the strength of the wind, it's the changing wind.
I think that's the aspect, and remember the last 2-3 days in training here, it's been so calm. I know there's been a lot of heavy snow, but there was no wind influence on the range, and well, Krupsik is the only one so far to get 5 out of 5. Well, 1 out of 4 of the athletes already through. Going to make an interesting day, a little bit like Östersund last week, where the wind affected the big names, especially in the stand position.
25 seconds inside, so a good start, but well, what fantastic scenes. Maybe the smoke coming out of the local factory is the absolute indicator of what the wind is doing here, but it's a difficult range, Mike. The wind sort of billows and blows and swirls, and you get rotors and lots of turbulence, just like they had in Sweden last weekend. So if you've put some money on someone today, keep your fingers crossed, because there is a lot of luck involved. Now, because of the wind at the moment, we knew it was going to be windy this morning. Generally here in Hochfilzen, the wind builds till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it starts to die away. May not be the same today, and it may be advantageous to have drawn a later start number.
Norwegian coaching staff, they put Bjorndalen, Labe, Lund and Svensson in the last group, and they're the only nation to put key players in the last group. Bager's come into the range only 7.7 seconds behind the fast time of Suman.
So Krupsik for the Czech Republic, the leading time at the moment of 8:40. This man should be able to beat it. He's already got a victory under his belt this season, and I haven't seen Legelic leave a starting gate like that ever before. And obviously that win in Sweden has given him a huge amount of confidence, and I hope it means that he goes on to greater things. He was an absolute superstar out in Vancouver, Mike. From nowhere he flew the Canadian flag on his own.
He did a 6th place at the Olympic Games, and And really, the Canadians missed out there. They hadn't been attending all the World Cups. Their nation ranking dropped below 20, so they could only start one athlete.
Both Dole's shots going slightly low, slightly right. That was extreme, a little bit lucky, and if suddenly number 4 goes far too low to have any chance. So low right, Mike, is that just lack of concentration, or do you think that's a sort of snatch?
Well, and look at this, the drills. You don't want to do that in one of... And he's busted ski pole. Very bad drills out of the shooting range. Now he needs to get the staff. I'm surprised there's no German there running towards him now with a spare pole.
Before he picks up too much speed. Let's see how it happens. Well, that's become the way to keep the pole in between your legs. Bang. Down you go. You plant the pole just an inch inside the ski. And these poles, incredibly strong longitudinally. You can put a lot of weight down through them, but if you clip them with the ski, that's 150 quid down the drain.
Or more. You're talking about 350 euros now.
Well, I was thinking of one, but I guess one isn't much used to.
Fair comment.
28, familiar style of Arndt Pfeiffer. What a great start he's had to the season, lying in 4th place in the World Cup standings this time last year. In fact, he's gone very well again. Strong man, Arndt Pfeiffer, and I guess he could be the German number 1 come the end of the season. Lars Birkeland of Norway. Well, how he'd love to be the Norwegian number 1, but he's got a few people to overtake before he can claim that.
Coming into the range, Birkeland in 19.6 seconds. That's almost a penalty lap behind the fastest time set by Christoph Suman.
So, pressure on to shoot clear for the Norwegian. Again, like Svensson and Bjorndal, and just struggles with that left eye. A little bit of tension.
Check the reaction. As soon as the bullet goes, both eyes blink, both eyes close.
Doesn't matter if the targets go down. Number 5 thrown wide. Birkeland's chance of taking the lead has gone.
Roger Gruben this week scoping for the Norwegian men.
Great slow-mo shot, but it would have been nice to see where that missed target had gone. 5.2 outside for Legele. That's a good solid start, just overtaking Toivonen of Finland. That's an aggressive start there from Legele, Mike. Do you think he's getting a little bit excited at this stage?
Well, I think his confidence, it really must be at a higher level, taking the victory last week. But he did say also last week, his first race, he felt terrible. He hadn't quite overcome the jet lag, having flown over from Canada.
Yeah, difficult for the Canadians and the North Americans. And incidentally, there is no trip to North America for the Tour this year. Of course, we go to Sochi for the pre-Olympic World Cup, a dress rehearsal, and that's often a good indication of who likes the conditions down at the big venue. Well, Claude's certainly taking care, and you can see the eye just glancing away, checking out on the conditions.
Again, they're missed. A couple of the missed shots we're seeing are down at 4 o'clock, so the wind from the left, not only does it push it to the right, but it drops it low, and that's why they're going to be around 3 to 6 o'clock on the rim when they miss. Again, left. He did adjust his sights, though, Patrick.
Well, still only 4 men have gone clear. Vega, Semenov, Krupchik of the Czech Republic, and Russia's Alexei Volkov has also shot 5 out of 5. Halfway there, only 2 shoots in the sprint event, of course. The winner here last year won Carl-Johan Bergman. Now, he could do with another good result. Mike looked very relaxed in our pre-season interview with Carl-Johan, saying life is fantastic. A new baby girl in the family, of course, born during the World Championships last year. A bag of medals from those World Championships in Ruhpolding. But his form in Östersund was anything but convincing.
He did better in the pursuit, but in the sprint race, to shoot the perfect score in the lying down prone position and then not to even hit 1 target out of 5 shots in the stand destroyed Carl Johan's chances in the sprint competition.
Now, Simoneda, good solid shot in the prone, perhaps the most exciting of all the biathletes in the standing position.
Just one big breath in between each shot. Look at his time. That's a very good time at the moment. Of course, he has to clear the range.
Well, that's made up for the disappointment from Christoph Suman, and there's a strong bond in the Austrian team, and the fans will be delighted to see that. Green light is on for Simonada, 8:30 his time, and if he goes clear in the pro, and he will shoot fast, that could be a very challenging time for the big names starting in group number 4. Jay Hakkinen of USA, he's still here, he's been going for ages and ages now, started his career with a win in the Junior World Championships. He's not managed to convert that into a World Cup win at senior level, but there are times that he shows sparks of brilliance, and it would be nice to see it at some time this year. 5.9 outside, that's competitive.
It's a lot better this week. He didn't have his ski speed last weekend. He didn't have his shooting, but today it's looking pretty sharp for the American.
Looks quite hard work out there, Mike. Perhaps the ski's not gliding quite as well as he would have expected.
Well, it's very dry snow as well. So much snow has fallen over the last few days, and the Norwegians clearly hoping that it's going to raise up temperature-wise by about 1 or 2 degrees to make it faster in 1 hour's time.
Now, Suman's already missed 3. He hasn't really got anything to lose here. If he shoots well, that will boost his confidence for the remaining races here. What a shame about the pro, because that was fantastic. I think all that can be said, Mike, is that that will sort of get his confidence back for the rest of the week.
It will, and it's important to make the top 60 in this race, to qualify through for the pursuit tomorrow, and that's why he is pushing and pushing to try and make sure he's not outside the top 60. I remember Suman as well at the Olympics. He finished 12th in the sprint and moved all the way up to 2nd in the pursuit race, taking silver medal at the Olympics.
Well, after a good start, Krupchik throws away his chances of finishing in the top 10. Remember, the top 60 all go through to tomorrow's pursuit, so for those who aren't expecting to finish in the top part of the field, vitally important that they get a top 60 out of the 107 starting today. So you're really looking to finish in the top half of the field. That's certainly what the British competitors are trying to do. Jackson of Great Britain starts number 105, and well, he managed it in Sweden. Let's hope he does it again. Great start. Very, very solid indeed.
Lagelik, 3rd fastest into the range. I reckon he might go out with the fastest time because he shot without fear there, just released the shots on sight.
The wind has eased. They're taking full advantage of that. Now in ski jumping, Mike, they've started to make a wind adjustment factor, which involves an incredibly complex equation and lots of anemometers placed all over the place. There's never going to be an argument in biathlon. It's just luck of the draw.
It's luck of the draw. Nature throws its changes, and you have to read